One kid in Vegas, I go, what did you miss most during what did COVID prevent you from missing or from you know?
Just start over.
Hey, it's Herbert. And you're listening to the About Last Night podcast, you slippery little son of a bitch.
About last night.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the About Last Night podcast. Someone who I think has been on, but not probably for, I don't know, 5-6 years. We did one over
4 years tomorrow.
You checked?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Well, no, but it was a few years.
It feels right. I was going to check, and then I go, oh, maybe there'll be a fun bit there where we guess how long.
I feel like you were going to check, but you're like, I don't want to check. No way you're like, oh, I got to check, but there's going to be a great bit.
That's exactly what happened. Because more and more as I get older and Omicron infiltrates, I go, I just don't care about things like that. Let me ask you something.
Care about things like what? Checking
like that
dates?
fact for the podcast. What I care about is being present and having a great time with my bud. Let me ask you something. How many friends from the past, when you get Facebook alerts for their birthdays, do you go, I got to write that down and remember to hit them up? Or do you go, if I don't remember their birthday innately, then hey, man.
Hey.
Fuck you.
Oh.
No. Then, it wasn't meant for me to give the birthday wish.
Yeah, that's actually a really good question.
And follow up, if you can't remember their phone number.
Hold on.
If you can't remember their phone number by heart, hey, man.
Did it even exist?
Fuck you.
Oh,
yeah. No.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Are they dead to you?
Adam. Adam.
Here we go.
So I don't really use Facebook much anymore outside of Magic the Gathering marketplaces. So
now, for our listeners, that sounds like a joke. That's a real thing. Go on.
Your listeners know me.
Yeah.
Okay, they know me.
Yeah.
And they know I'm quirky, but also I tell it how it is.
Yeah.
And how it is if I know it's a friend's birthday because I have it memorized or I see it somewhere. I think the new Facebook notification is people you follow posting birthdays to their story.
Yes.
Right? Or when it's somebody's birthday and they get happy birthday posts, a lot of times they'll repost them all. So you look at their story, the whole bunch of little ticks at the top.
Right.
Ooh, little lines.
Ooh, we'll cut that out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
They get such a bad rap, those blood-sucking motherfuckers.
By the way.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Please.
I can't wait.
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
To see you in a movie where you say
Thank you.
blood-sucking motherfuckers. I don't know what the movie is. Maybe you're an exterminator.
Maybe. What else would it be?
By the way, that's
Blade?
Last night I was doing a show and a kid.
Tell me about.
And a kid in the crowd goes,
Sweetie.
Pickles is like, hey, can I get some more of those
Here you
fake
go.
fucking treats?
Here you go, sweetie.
He resent the song, by the way. There's a guy in the crowd who's wearing a tank top, and I asked him, how many tank tops do you own? And he's like, a couple. I was like, I don't believe you. Yada, yada, yada.
You thought it was his only one, or you thought he had a ton?
I thought he had a ton. He was being facetious. And then I go, what do you do? And he goes, I'm in college. I go, what do you want to do after that? He goes, I don't really know. And I go, this is such a consistent sentiment with anyone in that age range that I've talked to during shows. They're all like, dude, COVID sucked because I couldn't go to the bars and get fucked up. One kid in Vegas, I go, what did you miss most during what did COVID prevent you from missing or from
Just start over.
What did you miss during what did COVID, how do I phrase this?
Adam, it's good to be back, man. Yeah, COVID has changed a lot of things. I feel like when I was a kid, I think people didn't know what they wanted to do. I think we're fortunate that we do know what we want to do at any age. Jeez.
You're right. Well, this kid in the crowd, well, first of all, the guy in Vegas.
Just do it again. Your crowd.
I got two different things going on, Vegas and last night. So let's push.
Well, tell us about last night.
We'll be right back. All right. We're back. So there's a...
that's helixsleep.com/Tyso to save up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows.
Now, I'm going to keep that in.
Thanks.
And I'm going to let your ad go in there, too.
My ad? I'm just trying to get your customers a good night's sleep while saving a few bucks. Fuck.
Has there ever been anyone who's put their foot down and not yes-anded your bits? to where, like, right now, because I thought about this on the ride
even
over.
more of a specific question.
On the ride over, I go, I'll let you talk in a minute. On the ride over, I go, on the
That's
right.
what this podcast should be called. And everyone will be like, no, he won't.
On the ride over, I go, has anyone ever, when Rick started to do his own ad for his own pod on another pod, stopped and been like, hey, not today.
Yeah.
You're on my show. You push my shit, or you get the fuck out.
So speaking of doing, I don't know if that Preacher AMC television show or whatever thing made it in here, but speaking of which, there's an Amazon series, I forgot what it's called, about the Jews, and anyway, Al Pacino is the star.
Inglourious Bastards?
No. What's the name of that show? Did you not see it? It's a fantastic show.
Oh, where they were all killing, the Jews were killing the
yeah, it was like
Nazis.
Nazis. They kill those blood-sucking motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Blood-sucking motherfuckers.
Yeah. So first of all, let me say that I don't go push my ads on other people's podcasts. What I do is I offer their audience a chance for a great product at a hell of a deal.
I love that.
That being said, yeah, when I did my last appearance on Santino's Whiskey Ginger, it was I don't come in planning on it. It's just, it's just part of, like, it's a bit. We do bits, and mine are plug-in ads. And I did something for Helix Matches, and he's like, what are you doing? And this is like in a scene. So I don't know if he's really mad, if he's doing a joke, or probably it's a little bit of both. He's probably in, like, what the fuck's going on? But
right.
I'm not gonna unplug the cameras.
No.
So he goes, you can't do that. I go, I can't do what? And he's like, you can't do ads on my thing.
Yeah.
And I go,
and I agree.
And then I go, well, then stop the cameras now, because the podcast is done. And then he asked me something else. I'm like, well, I guess I could answer. This is a big secret, but I know it's not going to be on the podcast. And it ended up becoming more of a bit. But I really don't know how he felt about it. And when I left, it got me thinking. I actually brought this up on my podcast that came out recently with Eric Griffin. I was talking about how part of my shtick, I do things that are at this point compulsive: snapping, putting on mustaches.
Yeah. Where did that start? Well, we'll get back to that. But I truly want to know the origins of your shtick.
But one of them becomes, it's just like a muscle memory thing. You just, here's there's just a thing that you do.
Yeah.
You have voices that you just go into, and you realize, I don't need to do it now, or, ooh, here's a fun thing.
Yeah.
And
it's just getting the reps and getting, what is that? Just conditioning yourself to go.
Yeah, I think it's a real life catchphrase.
Yeah.
It's just something that has worked for you because either people laugh or you're like, this is a fun rhythm for me.
Yes.
I like, this guy knows what I'm talking about. It's like one of those things.
And you discover that from real life reps. I think from, obviously, because all the things that we do off stage and on podcasts, what we do in podcasts comes from real life, not from the stage. You agree?
I think that it depends
on
on
what
the
we do with our
guest.
buddies and our families.
I think a lot of the stuff we do together is a combination.
Yeah.
It depends on how sincere it is. And by sincere, I mean, like,
we know what you mean.
Honest, because our jokes are very sincere with each other. It's why we connect so well.
Right.
But that's not to say that me doing an ad or doing a snap or something is the right choice. It's just that what we do works so well many of the times because it's quick. And there's is this the time to do it?
Yeah.
You know that it doesn't matter because you'll find something.
And we commit. I think there's the lost art of committing. I think people underestimate the value in committing to a bit, truly. It's over 90% of it. Would you agree? I mean, not only for a bit on stage, but for a back and forth bit, I mean, it's a difference between doing some funny thing and pretending
Finishing
to
each other's sentences. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Nah, dude, this is
I have an intimate relationship with the commitment of a bit because it has done a lot for me. Because when I was first starting out, it was like, well, at least he commits. It's like, it's all I had.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten older and as the pandemic is happening, and I was trying to remember what you were doing with the tank top, and even you didn't know.
He was a ping pong coach, by the way.
I know. I'm starting to appreciate how much it's not worth it because I think sometimes it steamrolls. I don't have the best instincts in the moment to be like, I didn't need to do that. But sometimes I feel myself, I know what I would do here. I know I want to do it, but I think I'll let this one slide.
I hear you. I also didn't.
Do you? Because you weren't looking at me and you're typing.
I didn't listen at all. But because, look, this is also what I love about friendship. You pick and choose what to listen to. Look, man, my fiance thinks I have ADHD. I also, like, when I'm fucking locked in, I'm locked in. I'm locked in more in these types of things. But there are times when she'll say stuff to me, And she also now is like, I mean, she's got script supervisor eyes to where like
SSEs?
Yeah, to where she like not only in, I mean, I was watching the new Sex and the City with her, and she sees a
plug it, and just like that.
And just like that.
It's technically...
And just like that, we still fucking.
Yeah, I'm saying it's not called Sex in the City.
I do miss Kim Cattrall, I gotta say. I saw 2 episodes of the actual show. And they need, you know...
It's a good show.
It is, but they need... She's the comic relief, man. Kim Cattrall was like, hey, guys, they'd be at lunch, and they're like, Sarah Jessica Parker, if you haven't seen the show, I'm about to give you a horrible abridged version. Sarah Jessica Parker's like, my book. I went on this date last night, and I'm trying to find
I got you.
No.
Oh, I was going to set you up with Kim. I'm
doing Kim.
I know. I'm going to set you up for Kim.
Okay, great. All right. So you're Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah.
Great. Matthew Broderick, if you're watching, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Matthew Broderick, if you're watching, I'm a huge fan of Sarah Jessica Parker, so I hope I do this justice.
Yeah.
All right.
You were great in The Producers. I saw it with Jason Alexander. He guest professed a class of mine at USC. I went to the show. He was a dick to me.
Was he in The Producers? I just thought he did Timon.
Yeah.
He was Timon in Ferris Bueller.
No.
Psych.
And Jason Alexander, I went to the show afterwards, and I told him, he goes, oh, what's going on? He had guest professed at USC, so he got me tickets. I went to see him backstage, me and my sister and I. My mom will correct me. And and we're back there, and he goes, so what are you doing?
My
I go,
sister and me, by the way.
It's my sister and I.
No.
Is it?
Yeah. It's whenever you would say me, you say me. A lot of people force the I. Like it
doesn't sound right. My sister and I.
No, it is.
No,
you're right. I'm wrong. That time it is my sister and I.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's me.
Because you're calling out my mom's grammar, dude. Because for years my mom's been like, and I. And
but sometimes it's and me.
What's that?
Sometimes it's and me.
It should be and me. I always say and me. And I makes me sound like I'm wearing a fucking top hat.
If you were to say I am doing a podcast, and you were to say Adam and I are doing a podcast, but whose is this? It's mine. It's Adam and mine. It's not Adam and I's. Like whenever you would. Anyway, what?
Hey, when did people stop listening to the show? Oh, when Rick went on this rant about grammar. So Jason Alexander's in the back, and no relation to Kelsey Grammer. Jason Alexander's in the back, and he's talking to my sister and me, and he goes, so what do you got going this summer? And I go, well, I just got into the study abroad program in London. I'm going to spend my junior year in London. And he goes, ho. I'll never forget that. George. And I love you, Jason. Hope to have you on the pod. It almost happened once. Maybe we can get that going again.
You're telling me...
He looked at me and goes,
Alex,
after I told him I got accepted.
But he's joking with you, right? Yeah,
hey, man.
Funny. Hey.
Now, what would you do if you did that to somebody and you had a relation? Okay, our relationship versus he and I's
Alexander and grammar aren't related?
We'll be right back. Can you do a Kelsey Grammer impression? That's one of the first ones I tried to do.
I can't do any impressions other than Kelsey Grammer. So what are the chances?
Ready? Here's Kelsey Grammer ordering a coffee at Starbucks. I'm the barista.
Wait a minute, a venti? Tall is big, grande is big, venti means 20. I just watch Role Models.
Here's my Kelsey Grammer. Niles.
I don't want to start over because this is what it is, but I am feeling something right now, which is something that I've felt a bit in my late 20s when I realized I'm a bit much, which is, Rick, you're going on Adam's podcast. You're always high, and we're always doing bits. Let's just have a regular conversation.
Me too. I'm sober too. Oh, you're a little high. You took an edible.
No, not at all. A little coffee, and I get high when I'm with you.
Whoa. That's
my energy.
That's my new thing. Anytime someone just says, go, whoa, hey. I saw Sebastian at the Comedy Store the other night, and I go, he goes,
I'll finish that later.
He goes, no, it sounded like a great Kelsey Grammer story. And so he goes, something about you in your 20s? Yeah.
Keep going.
And so I see Sebastian at the Comedy Store, and he goes, who is that? And I take my mask and he goes, oh, what's up, Adam? And I go, what's up, Sebastian? And then he goes, how you been? I go, great. And then I go, how you been? He goes, is the cooking show on? He goes, yeah, cooking show's on, raising my family. And I go, awesome. He goes, you got kids yet? And I go, whoa. You married guys are always trying to push the fucking families on single guys. I go, I'm not single, I'm engaged. He goes, congratulations. You got kids yet? I go, nice, dude, doubling down on the kid question. And then we had a nice laugh, and then I left. Our guest today has been Rick Glassman of the Take Your Shoes Off podcast, which my boy Brian here, producer, thought the show was called Take Your Socks Off. Now, Rick, this might be an opportune time for you to sit the fuck down and address, oh man, Turning the lights off during someone else's pod is the equivalent of pulling the mic on an open micer when he runs his time and all his friends are there. Who that happened to? Me.
Wait,
we'll be right
I didn't
back.
hear you. What was that?
So Sebastian,
No, we have fun. ADD, you think, or ADHD?
a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Maybe some AT&T.
Not going to work here anymore, that's for sure. No, but it's funny that you
So
bring
in
that
your
up
20s,
because
I
tank
wanna-
tops. Oh, go ahead.
I really want to know. We're not starting over because I love all this.
But the point was, Santino kept it in because at the end of the day, a bit is a bit. But that was when I first realized, I'm not sure. Like, I'm just doing a joke, but if the other person isn't aware of it or doesn't care, then the joke is maybe making them uncomfortable because they have ads. It's a business.
Yeah.
And I've been doing ads since before I got ads. I was doing fake ads. I was doing ads for Marshall Rug Gallery, my dad's rug store. I'm doing ads for Bombas socks because I love them and they're not paying me. So to me, doing ads is a kind of a just one of my bits. But I am just like a lot of other bits. They do it, and I pride myself on. I have these bits that are a bit compulsive, but then I find a new one.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm done with the ad stuff because it is fun, but I do feel myself like when there's a moment to oh, you mean you're not sleeping well? If there's a pocket for it.
Yeah.
But I do feel myself being like, all right, Rick, I'm getting a little sick of that joke.
Cool.
Not because it's ads, just
Yeah.
because I've done that joke a lot, which is tough as a stand-up comic. I feel that way on stage a lot, and you and I have talked about this.
Yeah.
If I've done this joke a certain amount of times, I feel uncomfortable continuing it.
Yeah. Well, it's just evolving and growing. And if you feel like something's getting stale, maybe it's not stopping doing the ads. Maybe it's finding, you've truly found every which way, more than I think anyone has with ads, to do them in a fun, clever way. The one that you got both your folks to do with the Helix mattress.
Come on.
Is maybe, and I told you this, it sucks that, and I've said this before, how little I laugh until I cry. But I can count on my hand probably the amount of times it's happened in the last 5 years.
So it means 5 at the most.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Pickles is taking out the rage on a little toy because, I don't know, maybe she was fed fake invisible treats from a stranger. Sorry.
If I didn't give her invisible treats, she would have been like, I'll be quiet.
By the way, what does that say about my dog?
It's a dog.
Yeah, you're right. Did I tell you we accidentally left out some edibles and she ate them during the pandemic?
No,
She's
not
10
chocolate, right?
She's 10 pounds. She ate about 15 to 17 milligrams of gummies. Pickles, you gotta shut the fuck up. If there's, I love you. If there's,
She looked at me like, she looked at me like we're parents and like I have the final say. Do I have to shut up? Are you not going to say anything?
Oh man,
Hi, sweetie. Yes.
She at 8 a.m. I finished.
Well, tell me about the edible story.
Well, so we have the edibles out, and she ate them, and she was just staring at the wall.
I mean, when you have a podcast studio, it's so things look and sound consistently good.
Yeah.
That's the reason you have one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to leave her by herself. I'm leaving for Australia on Sunday. I want to maximize every moment I got with her. That being said,
yes.
Dear God, oh God, fuck. You know what my stepdad George calls her? Dog. And him. Doesn't even know that Pickles is a girl. And calls her dog. And he's got this southern twang, so it's like kind of racist. Where he's like, hey, dog. And you're like, yeah.
It's not like racist. It's just like a bad Randy Jackson impression. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
We made it.
Yes. The best part of waking up is not dying in your sleep.
Court?
Adam.
You guys know each other?
This is the Courtney I told you I was falling in love with.
Oh, that is so funny. What a small world.
How could you do this to me? We dated for 2 weeks.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Is that why you didn't come to my son's magic show?
You have a son?
You haven't returned any of my text or Facebook messages.
I just didn't want to see you ever again.
Well, you could have told me that to my face. How did this even happen?
Tinder.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, she was so funny. You initiated with me, actually. You sent me that.
I didn't mean to.
You accidentally sent me an emoji.
You had that dog in your profile picture, but you don't even have a dog.
I don't even have a dog.
That's
But
somebody
you
else's.
loved it. It's somebody else's, but hey, it worked. I got you, didn't I? And then you said, I'm coming over. Let's f***. And then we fucked, and you're like, I don't love anybody else, right? And then while we were fucking, you were like, God, this is the best I've ever had. You're like, I was dating this guy for 2 weeks once, and it was the worst.
Folgers Coffee. You made it.
So she eats the edibles. She's staring at the wall, and we're like, we're high too. When you're also high, you can't tell your dog's fucked up. You need lots of signals. Her staring at the wall was just like, fuck, dude, we aren't that interesting tonight.
Or like, you guys
do
like,
you see in the
what's on
wall?"
that wall? And just the three of you.
Hilarious.
Thank you.
Then she started.
Oh, wow. When people do that shit to me, bye. Funny.
You do that. You do that more than anybody.
Sincerely or making a joke?
I think you do it sincerely, actually, now that I'm saying it. I think when you go, funny, you mean it.
No. It doesn't mean I don't think it's funny, but if I go, funny, I'm doing it as like a thing.
But I think you also mean it.
No. Doesn't mean it's not funny, but the
Right.
thing I'm telling you is a little condescending.
What makes you laugh? What makes you truly, just to get back to the laugh till you cry, your Helix mattress ad with mom and dad was maybe one of the funniest thing I've ever seen, ever. You know what I'm saying? And especially for an ad. Huh?
I think I get it. And if not, I might need some help. And that's BetterHelp. Go to betterhelp.com/Tyso to save up to 10% on your first month.
Nah, man, we're a Talkspace family over here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was BetterHelp for a while.
What happened?
Got some wires crossed.
They just stopped advertising with you?
No, I had some Talkspace ads come through, and I just forgot and did both. And they were like, hey, man, you can't do both. And I was like, oh, yeah. They're like, would you advertise McDonald's and Burger King? And I was like,
Yeah, I've got McDonald's fries and the Burger King Tender Crisp Chicken Sandwich.
Thank you. You get it.
Seriously. And you know what? If you need to pick one or the other, pick whatever have the best odds and bet on it. And that's FanDuel. Head on over and download the FanDuel app and use promo code Tyso for, I don't know what this week's thing is, but I mean, fuck, dude. The Super Bowl's coming out.
You got me there. Hey, and if you're looking to get in shape for your bets, head on over to fitbod.me/about. Yes, I remembered it. For the for 25% off your first your workout, because working out at home is a fucking bitch.
Especially what happened during the pandemic. You can't get to the gym.
And
Even
no
if
one
you
wants to
do,
make-
it's dirty.
Yeah, and nobody wants to make time for that workout. And personal trainers can add up. So with Fitbod, man, you can fucking personalize your workouts.
But you could only do it once, right? And then that's it. They don't let you use it again.
No, is that it?
No, I'm saying you have to be like, no, that's the thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So you could. It's probably $500. You use it once, and it's great, but then you can't do it anymore, right?
Yeah.
Fuck. Now you got to be. No, that's the thing.
No, that's the thing.
What?
I don't know.
All right. So I'm saying it's way more money.
Right.
I'm basically setting the bar up here.
Oh, I
That's
gotcha.
the thing. Not only is it you could use it multiple times, and as you do, you learn.
Gotcha.
I don't know the product, but I have to imagine it's not $500.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. So,
What?
man, so
What the fuck did you say to me?
I just wanted to see your reaction. You ever just do stuff just to get a reaction?
No.
Oh.
Ah! Never.
So you did that ad with your folks, dying laughing. So I want to know from you, because you and I have had a lot of laughs, like to the point of crying.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know though, how many
It's not
of
like
those?
you want to know because you've been asking me this for 5 minutes that I have.
How many of those in your life outside of friends and goofs do you get? Like in a movie, will you watch a movie and get genuinely?
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
When you don't expect something and the thing you don't expect happens and it works, that's always a great treat.
Like Tony Robbins? Go on. Tony Robbins says that exact thing.
Does he?
Maybe.
I mean, that's the definition of a left turn, you know? Oh, I didn't expect that. But just because you don't expect something doesn't make it funny. But if there's something like that you wouldn't have thought of or didn't in time,
right,
and then it happens and you're like, almost we're like, yeah, fuck, that's, you know, like even just that, you know, And then also something that I talk to DeWalt about this often, all the time.
Love me some John DeWalt.
We love, I know people do, but he and I love confidence. There's something so funny about confidence.
Wow, interesting.
And that's why, and I'm sure there's a lot of reasons, but there's a black comic energy that just is like at the top.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're doing a black room or watching at home, you know, watching stand-up at home, it has to be well-directed and hilarious to laugh out loud a lot. It's just hard when you're not there. But when you watch a Def Jam something or an Apollo or anything that Martin Lawrence is hosting, there's just this energy that they're all on the same page. I don't know if black people are inherently more confident, but there's a confidence, there's a coolness, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. So when people are very confident, even if it's false, even if it's like they're playing, they don't realize they're the heel, you know?
Do you feel like you can tell when it's false? Do you feel like when you're around someone that is confidence? I mean, is it like, can you detect when it's genuine and when it's been built up and acquired?
I think a lot of the time, but it doesn't matter. I think a great analogy is when people say Grown Ups isn't funny.
The movie?
The movie. Because, yeah, I'm laughing at it, but it's because this is so stupid or blah, blah, blah. It's like, stop trying to figure out why you're laughing at it. I mean, you could, sure, but don't give that a bias against there being a problem with it. You're laughing out loud at Grown Ups. Some of the jokes are funny. Some of them are absolutely ridiculous. Shaq has a weird bald thing. He's throwing people over roofs.
Yeah.
The
Kevin
movie
James on the rope swing? Hilarious.
Kevin James fart. Do you remember in the second one where he
yeah.
farts, sneezes, and burps or whatever at the same time?
Yeah.
So if a confidence, even if it's fake, like I had Lamorne on and I talked to him about this very thing actually, because he loves to lean into confidence. His character, one of his funny characters is confident, but it's a guy that his character thinks that you believe it.
Right.
Like, if you know that I'm not successful, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, my Lamborghini is just, you know, everything is a compact spot now. Everything, fucking saving energy. And I'm sorry, my gas goes, you know, whatever it is. Horrible example of a confident joke. But, like, it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. Just it's the delivery. It's the cadence. It's the energy. It's the energy of, I'm the man. It's just funny.
We like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because we want to be that.
Well, Steve Carell, Alec Baldwin in 30 Rock and The Office, like that's a funny confidence, but also you gravitate towards that. I think innately just like to see
great
people.
examples, because those are two. Steve Carell's faking it, and Alec Baldwin, it's real.
I don't think Steve Carell's faking it. I think
Michael Scott is faking it. Michael Scott thinks that everyone thinks that he is funny and a man, but
I think he's looking at life through a different lens. I think Alec Baldwin. I think those are two confident guys in how do I explain this? Alec Baldwin,
Jack Donaghy
thinks he can get the girl, but so does Michael Scott.
You know what? I can have this argument with you.
It's not even an argument.
A little bit.
We're not fighting.
Michael Scott.
He looks at life through a different set of goggles, dude.
Michael Scott, though, wants to be liked, wants to be accepted.
Yes.
And he isn't.
Alec Baldwin doesn't give a fuck because he just knows he is.
Alec Baldwin is the boss.
Yeah.
Literally
Gotcha.
and as a, you know, whatever the other one is, metaphorically.
Alec Baldwin's a little bit of a likable asshole and knows he can throw his weight around. Michael Scott wants to be Alec Baldwin. How about that? Right?
Oh, yeah.
He wants to throw his weight around, and because like there's like that great moment with Michael and Jim in the convention episode when he's in the party and Jim with his new boss are laughing and he's like, "I'm a Dory sour if you don't mind," and then they laugh and then Steve Carell goes,
yeah, he wants to be on the
yeah, and
inside
they
jokes.
go, "Oh no, it's an inside joke," and Steve Carell goes, "I love inside jokes. We'll have to be a part of one someday," and it's just so honest and so awkward, and so you're right, like Alec Baldwin would be like, "I don't get it," and make some.
That's why you don't cry at 30 Rock and you do in The Office, because Steve Carell's character, by design, because 30 Rock is a joke machine and they're both top 5 comedies to me.
Yeah.
But Steve Carell is, you understand him and you root for him and you see his wants and he wants to be part of things.
Yes.
But still, just those, confidence, whether it's earned or not, is just funny.
Now tell me this, on your new Amazon show coming out.
It'll be out. It comes out then. I'm sure this will be out by then.
This is coming out Wednesday.
Oh, then it comes out in a couple of days, on the 21st on Amazon.
Awesome. Name of it?
As We See It.
cannot be happier for you.
Thanks.
Because I think you're a truly great actor, and I think Undateable, your first real acting job, was a good starter gig, right? There's a lot of variables, but I don't think you had all the weapons at your disposal, and it also just that show wasn't, there wasn't as much spreading it around. It was just classic kind of sitcom where it was like, you got a couple main parts, and then a lot of no show can you really get on board with a character if they're coming into the episode with 5-6 lines an episode.
Yeah, well, my role in that show and people's roles on shows a lot, and it's something I learned, during the taping of second season of that show, because I wanted to have more lines and blah, 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 and ego. And then you realize that by design, these things, my job isn't to be the character that everybody likes. And it's like, I'm getting rebounds,
Right. Which is also, you need that guy. Every team needs a Dennis Rodman. And you were great at that.
I wouldn't call me a Rodman.
You were more of a
Rodman served a lot more.
Stephen Pickles didn't agree. She's like, you're more of a Greg Ostertag.
Yeah, somebody that anybody could have done it.
I do think that this Amazon show is Pickles. You got it. Hey, come here. I do think this Amazon show is going to hopefully give you a nice boost and give you more opportunities to flex. I think a real Robin Williams type quality that you have, which is to be real silly and goofy and be big and animated, and then get real sincere and have some genuine, heartfelt moments.
We all want that, don't we? We're out here.
Who are the guys that you aspired to have the careers of?
I mean, I don't know if aspired to have a career as much as who inspired me as a person and as a performer.
Great.
And I know but I had him on the podcast. Hasn't come out yet. But is Will Smith.
Yeah.
Who I watched as a kid be able to be goofy, and people he didn't fit in certain ways, but also he was able to play cool.
Yeah.
And you could be both. I could still maybe be cool.
So that was your first.
Fresh Prince and The Simpsons taught me about comedy. Maybe something else did. I mean, as far as watching people, not family and experiences, because my family is, a lot of cadences and comedy from them. But watching on TV, joke structure from The Simpsons and how to play, not that I do it like him, but that, being able to be silly, but also silly doesn't have to define you. Man, and he does it in the same, not just in the same episodes, he'll do it in the same scenes. He'll, when Carlton is, when they're both pledging for the same fraternity.
Yeah.
And
one of my all-time fave episodes of TV.
They think Carlton is being too white for whatever that means in that moment of time.
Yeah, that was also the first. That show and Family Matters, which are two of my favorite shows of all time, and I don't know what that says about me growing up in a very definitely white cul-de-sac neighborhood type. But
Same, by the way.
I
Those are my two
gravitated
big
to those shows so hard, and is truly where I learned about those types of issues. Because I don't think I was learning about them in school, really, because...
Can I guess the Family Matters one? And there's a few good ones. But to me, and I think we both know what it is.
It's
when Eddie gets pulled over.
Steve fucks the chair. What?
Oh,
yeah.
When Eddie gets pulled over by the cops.
Yes.
And he at first, Carl, because Eddie's has a little bit of a troublemaker, he's like, Eddie
takes
kind
the
of
side
fucked up.
of the cop.
And then he's like, you have, it's easy to even get watery-eyed at that moment. You have to just... You're my dad, you have to believe me. And then Carl goes down to the diner and addresses the two cops. And Phil, there's an episode of Fresh Prince when Phil does this too, when they get arrested, and he walks in and they don't know who Philip is yet. Do you remember when Will and Carlton are in the jail cell and that biker guy is singing "Let My People Go"?
So funny.
Those moments are and even then I saw it happening and it made sense, but I didn't really appreciate, at least as well as I can, that stuff for real until Black Lives Matter movement happened the first time in 2015, 2016. At least that's when I became aware of it. And then I started to see, watch those, because people were posting clips, and also I just always watch these shows.
Yeah.
And it was like, holy shit, that, as a kid, I still couldn't appreciate what that was. So I wonder what black people felt like watching Family Matters. Did that mean,
I think so. Yeah.
Let's find out.
Let's get him on the line.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Lamorne, I got you on my buddy Adam Ray's podcast here, and we're having a conversation that I sincerely want your thoughts on. Do you have an hour?
No.
All right, can I ask you a quick question?
40 seconds.
No.
All right, I'll talk to you later, bud.
All right, man. Peace.
Bye.
Wait, he said.
Yep, you're right.
See, he was doing a bit, and you cut it. But that was you being respectful. Also scared.
Hello, Lamorne's phone.
Hey, may I speak to Lamorne?
Yeah, this is he.
Lamorne, listen.
Just get to it.
We're talking about Family Matters and some of the. What's that?
Yeah, this is he. He is here.
We're talking about Family Matters and Fresh Prince and some of the serious moments that got us, and are being two white people first experiences in seeing some of these real stories, like when Eddie gets pulled over by the cops and Eddie thinks it's because he's black, and Carl has to approach it and all these things. And we were wondering, like, that was our first experience, but you, as a black man, a strong black man, already know about this world, and you're watching this stuff and wondering how silly shows like that, if they affected you in any way or meant something to you, or you.
Yeah, because as a strong black man, now a strong black lead in television, doing both as a black man and as a black lead.
Hell yeah.
You know, back then we didn't have representation. You know, on white shows you had the benefit of having both. You had the comedy, the slapstick, multicam sitcoms, but then you also had your dramatic shows that will show the young white boy how to be that young white boy. You know what I'm saying? They would have those positive influences, how to be a young, strong, young Jewish boy.
Like Corey Matthews?
Like Corey Matthews. You get what I'm saying? Like his, even those little boys on Home Improvement, Two-Man Taylor.
Well, he was an adult.
Was a great role model.
Oh.
He was a great role model.
Was he Jewish?
You know what I'm saying? But so Family Matters, they had to put it all in one. We only got one opportunity at a TV show.
Wow.
So it was like,
my favorite character on Family Matters.
Who is your favorite? Adam wants to know who your favorite character on Family Matters is, and I'm gonna tag team that and ask and why.
I mean, it's the girl who went upstairs and never came back down. Then she started doing porn.
Right, the sister.
My favorite character is obvious. Is Jaleel. It's Jaleel White.
Shout out to Jaleel White. We'll put his Instagram handle up here, by the way.
Call him in a second too.
All right. Thanks, man.
What about Aunt Rachel? I had a huge crush on Aunt Rachel.
Aunt Rachel was pretty.
She didn't do what Kelly Kapowski did to me, but did she do that for you?
But let me ask a better question instead of what characters, white or black, give Lamorne a boner. Is what was your take on every time they cut to Rachel's place, it was clearly a CGI sign? Whoa. And at what season, they're going to Disney World, could they just get a fucking Rachel sign? Lamorne, speak on that. All right, bud. Talk to you later. It still says he's going, but I don't know.
That's fine. Yeah. So this show could be your Amazon show. What's it called again?
As We See It.
As We See It. And give me the breakdown. It's following people
it's
that
about,
are autistic.
I could do this because I've been doing this.
Oh, yeah, you've been in the press wheel.
Yeah. It's about three 20-somethings living their on the autism spectrum, living their life, trying to have independence, relationships, maintain a job, and friendships. All while struggling with obstacles that neurotypical or diverse we all experience, and it's just told through the lens of these people who have a specific set of obstacles. Yeah. Now, here's the truth. It's and also I don't know if it's a worry, but like something I want people to want to watch this.
Oh,
and
the trailer's riveting is too much. Captivating, close.
I watched it.
The trailer was really good.
It's out.
I texted you.
Yeah.
The trailer was really great, man. And it got me really pumped to watch it, and it got me extra pumped for you. Because I go, people are going to respond to this trailer.
If they watch the show, they will really like it. It's just that the subject matter is quite dense.
Yeah.
And it's and I didn't know how funny it would be because they were calling it a dramedy, and it's not. It's a drama. But now after watching it, there's so many laugh out loud moments.
Oh, good.
Which is great.
If there weren't, would you be hesitant to push it and promote it?
Not at all, because not everything needs to get a laugh. But what's so...
Yeah, that sure didn't. I'm sorry, dude. This is... I've got gonorrhea.
oh, wait. See, we find our tools. Yeah. I think it's important to get laughs on a show like this, not just because we're in the business of wanting them and feeling that's our value.
That's why I was asking.
But there's something to like, people feeling like, I don't know about this subject, or this subject isn't for me, or I don't want to feel this thing, right?
Still, which sucks.
And there's a tool that stand-ups use when they're speaking about themselves in a way that the audience can't necessarily relate. For example,
Microphone.
No.
Oh.
Jews talking about Jews, black people talking about black people,
Yeah.
gay and queer talking about that, where people in the audience who relate to the comedian, if they think it's funny, there's no sense, there's no like, am I allowed to laugh at this?
Yeah.
And it's almost like the audience feels consciously or subconsciously they need permission to laugh. And that's our job as the comedians, to get them in a way where they feel part of this thing enough to, once you get your foot in the door, then you could be more, they're allowed to laugh, right?
Okay.
So I think there's something with this subject matter that's quite serious that the audience is laughing at, where they feel like, oh, this isn't foreign to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you think it's going to be not, it's not like hitting people over the head with the subject matter, but it's easily digestible.
I think it's both. I think you get your foot in the door with you can empathize with characters that you normally that people may not have too much experience understanding. It's not like Rain Man, who is this savant who is really good at toothpicks. And like,
what do you mean good at toothpicks?
Just if he has something in his mouth, he can get it out. I've never seen the movie. I heard he does something with toothpicks.
Do you think that would be on his resume if he were an actor? Good at toothpicks?
It's on Michael Douglas's resume.
It's on Michael Douglas's?
Is Michael Douglas Rain Man? No, what's his name? Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman.
What's the difference? At the end of the day, they're a couple of old white guys. We need more women, young, hot women.
Have you
white. No, you know what? They're all the colors.
Have you ever heard? Let's get Dustin Hoffman on the phone right now. How much do you think I actually have his phone number in here?
I think you're playing both parts and I'm confused. Oh, I know what we're doing.
Yo.
Hey, Jeff, you're on the About Last Night podcast right now. We're talking about Dustin Hoffman. You mind just give me a quick little Hoffman right now? We're talking about how good Dustin Hoffman is at using toothpicks. Can you verify this?
I don't know what I'm doing, but I try to do what I can because I'm trying to just kind of hold the tube, try to squeeze. I don't know how long this squeeze for.
I think you got toothpaste. Tell him toothpicks.
Oh, Dustin, I said toothpick.
Toothpicks. Stop him.
Dustin, I said toothpick.
Hang up.
Dustin, I said toothpick, not toothpaste.
How good he is at toothpicks.
Oh, well, it's the same answer.
I love you, dude.
Well, then let him talk about toothpicks.
Okay. All right, yeah, talk about toothpicks.
What was it like filming Rain Man and counting all those toothpicks? Did you know the number in advance, or was it in the script, or did you really count them?
Come on, you're coming at me too hard. What do you? How much caffeine did you have?
Hang up the fucking phone right now.
We're trying to be very focused with the lines, with the cinematography. Tom Cruise is a piece of shit. I didn't know where I was. I said it was at the DMV, but I took an Uber. It ended up at Rite Aid. Yeah.
Thanks, Dustin.
All right, have a good night.
Bye, buddy.
His Jeff Richards, because he does the filters over to make the things.
Oh,
the
man.
faces where it's not like a great deep fake. It's just close enough.
Shout out to that. Go follow I
Yeah.
think the Jeff Richards show or Jeff Richards on
I'll find out now.
Instagram.
They're like legitimately incredible.
Oh, there's a clip with
impressions.
Bill Burr he did where it's actually I'm gonna pull it up, but he just did one with Saget where he was Fallon, and it was really incredible.
The Jeff Richards.
Okay, you can't find the one with Burr, can you?
I don't know. At this point, let's just if you have it, what it is. But I mean, people are just watching us look stuff up at this point. I have a question about your laugh.
Yeah.
And I want to see if you and I could tap into being serious for a second, just because there's a lot of ways around this. And this is a real question.
Got about 90 seconds.
Okay. Do we really?
No, we got about 20 minutes.
Do we really?
Yeah.
I watch your podcast sometimes and see... I watch your podcast, and sometimes I see you as a podcast host. Now, I don't mean that in a bad way. In fact, maybe I mean it in a good way, but at least it's just an observation.
You mean it in a way?
I mean it like it's just a real observation because we have jobs to do.
I think I know what you mean.
Right?
Yeah.
And I see you, and this what we do. Sometimes there's some challenges that maybe aren't intuitive to people that don't do this, which is when it's your show, you're literally hosting somebody.
Yeah.
When we do each other's podcasts, it doesn't matter that it's your show or my show. The only difference is I could picture what I'm going to be editing, but like we're both just there, right? But when it's somebody that like we don't know well, or maybe not at all, or we're doing more of an interview because we are interested in certain things, there's certain like tools that we develop that they have their pros and their cons, right? For me, something that I'm trying to get better at, and I is don't take as big of swings as frequently with people who don't know you or the format yet, Rick, because they're going to shine the most when they're comfortable. So try to let them get comfortable first, and I have to be conscious of, because I'm comfortable, I don't know that they're not yet, right?
Unless that's so established with them, or they're so familiar with the backdrop of what you're doing.
If they are.
Yeah.
But sometimes...
You think you're taking swings with people that aren't more often than not?
You know, you just have to be conscious of it. You have to check in with them. You know, I like to sometimes beforehand send them a clip. You know, but what I'm getting at is there's tools where it's like you can't just always pretend like you're talking to friends and family. Sometimes you have to be a host.
Yeah.
And I see you do this sometimes because also what you do more than me is you've been doing Zoom stuff, which is even harder because like you're trying to do, you know, you're just trying to keep a pace. This is a long-winded way around saying, so I watched different friends find their host voice.
Yeah.
And everyone does it differently, some for better, some for worse. And something I noticed with you is one of your, I don't know if it's a host thing or if it's real or a combination, there are some laughs that you do that I also think that thing was funny. But I feel like if you were not hosting, you may not have laughed. Does that make sense?
1,000%. And you're right. I think that you do have a job as a host to make the person feel good I think, and this is why I asked the question of like, how often do you genuinely like laugh till you cry? I unfortunately don't feel like I have not a wall up or thick skin to stuff that really makes me laugh. So right now I feel like I'm just a big appreciator of stuff. And so even in the moment, like when something happens and I go, man, that's really funny, but I don't feel compelled to, but I know how I want to respond to that.
Right.
It's easy for me to like, to tap into that and still have that reaction and not have it feel disingenuous.
Is it a conscious decision that you're calculating, or is it?
No.
So it's just like, oh, funny. Like, it's basically what we were talking about before, but serious. Like the funny, just
because
acknowledgement.
The same way of doing a joke that maybe that is just not factual or truthful or honest, and you know, or shit. I remember when a buddy wrote a little tag for me, and I did it, and it didn't, and I was already kind of skeptical about it. This was maybe like, I don't know, 3 years ago, and it sounded funny. I was like, oh, try it, and even doing it out of my mouth, not being my own words, I couldn't taste it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so, but when there have been times for sure when I've felt myself force a laugh to fill the moment.
Are we talking about on stage or in
a podcast?
Right.
Yeah. But it's very rare. So even though you're getting maybe a laugh that's not as full and raw as you want it to be, but you know that this is the spot for it, it's still being fueled by actual joy and appreciation for the moment.
Right.
But
the outward physicality and noise.
I think it's so second nature now that I'm not putting a little something extra on it, that it's coming up, but then I'm having to like kind of push it out. Does that make sense?
It's
almost like you're
sense.
having a baby, like you're having a giggle baby, and they're like push, and you're like, I'm a guy, I can't even believe I'm giving birth to this thing.
Yeah, but the baby is.
Does that make sense?
A baby needs to come out.
Pickles, shut the fuck up.
A baby is in you and it's coming out.
Yeah.
That analogy to me doesn't work because if the laugh isn't really in you, it wouldn't come out. So
well, the baby's in me. All right, so you're taking a shit.
What I want to know is, have you found that laughing in those moments, does it help you more or does it help the guest more?
Both.
Because now we're loose.
Because I also can just I can differentiate because I know how honest, I know how present I am, I know how honest I am, and I know that, again, that even though let's say you fabricate a joke on stage, right? You have things that are based in truth. You know, Brad Williams does this better than most, I think, where he takes nuggets of things that are based in truth and then fucking embellishes and creates a world that doesn't even exist but does now for the joke, and people
Right. It doesn't matter if they believe it or not because they
but it's
can
based
picture
in
it.
some truth, and that's how I operate as well. But not, I don't embellish as much. I like to have as much of the story be there as possible. But so for the laugh, it's got to be based in real, like I said, I'm connected to it.
Yeah.
But then it's getting supersized, McDonald's style. You know what I'm saying?
Now this I get.
So I got the regular fry
from McDonald's.
Yeah.
What'd you get from Burger King?
Oof, probably the chicken fries.
Do you? All right. Another question on top of the laughing thing, because this is really like.
See, that was a real laugh right there.
Yeah.
You know.
I know the difference.
But yeah. But so I guess what I'm saying, to fully answer your question, and then we'll move on, is...
I don't want to move on.
Okay.
But fully answer.
Is to, I know because I don't allow for myself to do it. I know that if I'm putting a little something on extra to fill the moment and make the person whatever, or like, again, like I said, like we're having some back and forth and something makes me laugh, and I can't allow myself the same way in the joke to not speak on it if it's not based in some truth, so I'm connected to it. My body won't allow myself to like fully like fake laugh. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand. When you think something's funny, you'll some people don't do anything. Some people say funny. Some people smile. Some laugh. Whatever it is. Yeah, I totally get it.
I'm not like somebody like Josh Wolf. I feel like has a great, genuine laugh, and I feel like when he really laughs, in the moment for what's happening, it's like I feel like it's always tried and true. And I'm envious of that.
My question about this is because it's no right and wrong, and you have to like figure out making people comfortable. Keeping the flow going, because a lot of times if you don't laugh or acknowledge, then it's like acknowledge me. You know, it's a call and response.
Yes,
I totally get that. And I wonder where there's an equilibrium that is when does, and this is a real question, when does that for you ever get in the way of something else? For example, if you didn't do that, would it ever not make, on the far end of the spectrum, it would then make something uncomfortable? But on not as dramatic is, it's like it would maybe mess up the flow or the rhythm a little.
Yeah,
where
I mean, it's a good point to make. It's a good argument to make. I mean, I definitely saw some feedback on that when I had Bill Burr on, where there were things that were really funny that I remember laughing at, and then I remember seeing some comments of people saying, "Oh, it was fake laugh to whatever," and I was like, I see that.
Oh, interesting. I never saw you laugh as fake.
And then I go, I can see what they mean by that. I go, I definitely did laugh really hard.
Probably also excited to talk to him.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'd be laughing a ton talking to him no matter what.
Yeah. And I literally am like, I almost have laughs waiting as if it's puke. And I'm getting ready to puke. And it's just like, I'm just waiting. I feel like every other sentence of his is just, he can't help it, is just going to be funny. So it's almost like I'm laughing preemptively.
Also, as you say that, you're talking about your version of not being able to get those laughs out as much as maybe you'd want.
Yeah.
That like you have them ready, like having Bill on, there's probably an excitement of like, we all want to have those laughs. It feels so good.
Yeah.
So like you're looking for, a person is looking for them. Almost like when an audience goes to a comedy club and wanting to laugh.
Yeah.
We don't really get that much. But I'm watching you do that, and I don't think of it in a way, oh, I don't like it or it's not real. I look in a way of like, I find you to be, not that I'm unlikable. I don't think I'm unlikable, but I just find you to be likable.
Thanks.
Like watching you laugh, and I do observe that that's not a real, not that it's fake, but that's not, that's him on camera. That's him with a guest.
Well, because you've seen me laugh till I cry.
I also we could tell. Yeah. We know. But it also, there's something about it like...
Is it like talk showy? Like I remember a few comics told me once when we did a live podcast, they're like, man, you should host it was Owen Benjamin actually. He goes, you've got what Fallon...
Yeah, you got a talk show. Absolutely.
He says, you've got what... He goes, I see what Fallon has. He goes, you should really pursue that avenue. He goes, you make people look good and you want to make people feel good. When it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I go, I think I do have a good ability to do that and keep it moving and pump in jokes and whatever. But innately, because I'm a people pleaser. So it's like I want to,
Yes.
I want the experience to be fun. And so, but I don't know.
It goes, I mean, we're already talking about it, so it is what it is. But like, if you don't want to talk about this, I love this,
Please.
and we've
Yeah,
never
this is
talked about
great.
this on our podcast.
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot of ways to go with us as interview/conversationalists for the podcast or talk shows, whatever it is. And it's not right or wrong. It's just, you find your path, and this is this thing, and this is this thing. And just because this is the voice of the show doesn't mean it's the only voice of the host.
Yeah.
But you choose the thing that you kind of lean into, right? Or you don't choose it, but it happens, at least not consciously. And I find that where you and I differ, because there's obviously so much where we're the same, is, and not for better or worse, your show leans more into the feel good, likable, digestible, and mine, not by conscious design, but just happens to be, when it's not just goofy farts and mustaches, there is a lot of uncomfort and weird and and on the good side, we get stuff that's like people, I care, I believe it, I'm interested, I'm learning, people are seeing something they didn't see. But on the other hand, there's a lot of people like, Glassman makes it weird, this is uncomfortable, why does he have to do this?
Do you like that?
I understand it. I would rather than be like, I love this.
Yeah.
I remember people, you've known me for a long time, and Rick loves to make people feel weird on stage. And no, I don't.
I wouldn't say that, by the way.
Good.
That wouldn't be my assessment, but that's just because I have an understanding of what you're doing on stage.
I want people to like it.
Yeah.
It's just a byproduct is people feel weird, and it hasn't stopped me yet because I'm trying to figure this out.
I would, even the first time I saw you, which I remember vividly at
Ha
the
Ha
Ha
Cafe.
Yeah.
Me too.
I would not ever have thought, oh, this guy's going up there to try to make people uncomfortable.
Cut to a clip of me taking a dump on, like,
On
standing on a
ladies'
table.
nachos.
Yeah, well, they're not shows. I don't know.
Do you remember
funny.
Do you remember the joke? I want to know how many of these standard universal kid jokes you had, not in like a Snaps book of Yo Mama jokes, but like the
tropes of stand-up.
What do you call nachos that aren't yours? The first jokes that you heard that that were fucking the town bicycle.
Sure.
Everybody got a ride.
I know you well enough to let me do this for you. I know you got a few you want to pull out. You have to have some examples.
Oh yeah, well, like the nacho cheese one.
Yeah, they're nachos.
They're
not yours.
What do you call nacho? What do you call nacho cheese nachos that aren't? Wait, what do you call nachos that aren't yours?
Not yours.
No, nacho nachos.
Not your nachos.
Wait, how does the joke go? What do you call nacho cheese nachos that aren't yours?
Boo! There's such a line as we're getting into it. Maybe we'll ending this conversation or the podcast soon. But I just think it's
or my career based on that joke.
It's just such an interesting layer of like all of our friends have podcasts, and we all have our similarities and our differences. But then you go into another layer, and what are our similarities and differences as podcast hosts? And by happenstance or subconscious, or maybe consciousness.
By the way, happenstance and subconscious, it sounds like a beach duo from the 80s that I would definitely support.
Funny.
Ron Happenstance. Jim Subconscious. All right. You need a shorter name. Happenstance and who?
Happenstance and what have you.
Still too long.
Happenstance and Smith? Sounds like a law firm.
But yeah, you need...
The deal's in like...
it's got to go long and short.
Happenstance and... But it has to have something to do with happenstance?
Like Julio and Sprite.
Happenstance and iota.
There you go. Still a little too long.
Happenstance and iota.
Boom.
Let me finish this thought and tell me your thought on it.
All right.
If you got to take this to the next level, which is you selling this podcast to a thing, or talk show or whatever it is, what is the personality that you think that you could tap into that is the best version of yourself?
Great
in
question.
This thing?
I have a buddy that's pushing me on that all the time, trying to use all the weapons, because I feel like this is just one piece of me doing this, and I feel like at some point I got to take it up a notch, but also advantage of the fact of like
happenstance and an up a notch. Happenstance and up a notch kind of sounds like a thing.
Up a notch sounds like a theme park or a
Happenstance and Up a Notch. Come on.
It's good. It does sound like a Jewish deli.
There's anything wrong with delis. But does it have to be Jewish?
Well, most of them are. Name me a non-Jewish deli. Go.
There's tons of
Can take back his bar mitzvah certificate.
You know that my mom says this isn't true, and it is 100% true.
She showed me her perfume dungeon while I was high as fuck.
Collection, not dungeon. Come on.
It's a dungeon. It's downstairs, and it's wall to wall, hall to hall.
Happenstance and what have you. What was it?
Up a Notch.
Yeah. Not good. Yeah.
By the way, awful last name. What's your first name if Up a Notch is your last name?
Take it?
Take it? Take it?
Yeah, take it up a notch.
Take it up a notch.
Yeah.
And everyone goes, take it. And he goes, take it, man.
Yeah, not everyone, but it's the bullies. I got gifts for my bar mitzvah, and there were a couple that, like, from people that my mom wanted to know what did they give my son, I guess. So
non-Jews.
So my mom opened some of the envelopes.
Should we give him a shofar?
Let me tell the fucking story of my mom stole my bar mitzvah money and will not admit to it, but they paid for my college. Or my bar mitzvah did. Well, no, where is it? Where is my bar mitzvah money?
This is a big deal, by the way. This is a kid detective show. You calling your mom? Fuck
yep.
Yeah, dude.
It's going to be Lamorne.
Get Debbie.
She's going to say that she gave it to me.
Bullshit.
When?
Will your mom ever not pick up? How many rings it'll take?
Always 3.
Hello?
Mom?
Yes, Ricky?
Did you or did you not take my bar mitzvah money?
Well, first of all, let's acknowledge that 3 rings and I picked up.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah, you always pick up at 3.
So, your bar mitzvah was a glorious day. I remember it like it was Tuesday. The sun was shining in Cleveland. Everyone was fired up for the Hebrew Festival of Lights, which was months away because your bar mitzvah was, I think, in July. It was summertime in Cleveland. LeBron had just left high school, and everyone was looking to titty fuck. But that's a story for another day, because this is all about the bar mitzvah money scandal of 1994. Rick was just a tiny cocked little Jew boy running around in his Ninja Turtle underwear with his G.I. Joe dildo. And this kid was gay, but not that there's anything wrong with the G.I. Joes. So I remember he got at least $50 in checks. And then I noticed one check for $1,000 and another for $20,000. And I said, I'm taking all this money because he doesn't deserve it. Because he's a boy. What's he going to spend it on? Sandwiches and goop? Don't cancel me. I said goop. So anyway, I think there's something to be said about, look, you're a tiny cock boy, Jew boy in Cleveland. You're running around, yada, yada, yada. You shoot your 3-pointers. You play with yourself. And you go, I need money for snacks, Mom. I got to go to the mall. I'm taking Rhonda to the movie theater. Angels in the Outfield is back in theaters. So, and by that point, they've turned the lights off and they've taken the mics apart. So you're asking yourself, where's the money? Where's the money? Is it in my bank account? Well, I would like to see you try to access my bank account, Richard. You're a tiny cock Jew boy. So that's the story of how your money was lost, which I did steal because I'm your mom and I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'd like to see you step to me in these streets. You're a little boy. I'm your mother. The end. Taking it to the streets.
It's time to go to infinity and beyond with Disney's brand new, sexually frustrated Buzz Lightyear. Take him out of the box, smile, and high-five your friends. Extend his wings, spoon with him, and lose your fucking mind. It's time to take flight and soar into the space galaxy above. Yeah! Relive all your favorite moments from the movie.
You're my best friend, Buzz.
Touch my dick.
Huh?
And comes with all your favorite catchphrases.
To the titty bar and beyond. What do you mean you've never seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Hey, we should totally get your dog high. Mom?
The Toy Story Collection Sexually Frustrated Buzz Lightyear. Whether you like it or not, he's coming down to Earth to do what he does best. Be your friend. Batteries not included, other figures each sold separately.
Of course I have Coke, but you gotta find it, bitch.
So, congrats on the show,
Thank
the
you.
Amazon show.
Thank you.
It's called Have We Seen It? And
As we see it.
As we see it.
But have they?
You're getting good at this. I would like to close out with two things. One is a get to know Rick Glassman inside the actor studio 10-question questionnaire.
10?
Yeah, it's R.I.P. James Lipton, the master of ceremonies, used to close out every interview with this. No doubt would have been on the show at
he
one
used to
point.
come in at the end of your podcasts.
Yeah.
It's a bummer. I forgot you guys were friends.
Yeah, R.I.P. And so we're paying homage
I think it's
to
homage.
to Lipton, and we're gonna get to know Rick Glassman. Here we go. I'm gonna be Lipton, and you're gonna be Rick.
We'll just bring in Lipton.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it's so disrespectful.
I was getting into character. You know what that reminded me of, real quick? When I was playing Wolverine at Universal Studios, there was a guy. You know, I was third string Wolverine, right? Because I got hired. There were two other. Sit the fuck down, dude. There were two other Wolverines above me, and so we would trade off. You were on 35 minutes and then off 20 minutes, and you did that 7-8 times a day.
How's that possible? When you're off 20, that means the other Wolverine's only doing 20 minutes.
Okay,
not
so
35.
35-25 maybe. Does that sound right?
35-35. You guys switch.
Yeah.
If you're doing 35
There'd
minutes,
be two
and he's on
Wolverines a
break.
day. Well, sometimes there just wasn't Wolverine out there. I love that you're just like,
That doesn't make
there
sense.
can't be a part of the day where Wolverine's not present.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes he just wasn't out there. And you had maybe an extra Beetlejuice. I don't know.
Say that 2 more times.
An extra Beetlejuice. An extra Beetlejuice.
Yeah. James?
So we're crossing paths, and I'm just standing there, and he walks off set, and I'm getting ready to go back out and kind of pull my pants up, making sure my fangs and my sideburns are sticking. And he walks off, and he just sees me just dicking around or waiting to go on set and pretend to be a theme park superhero. And he goes, "What are you doing?" This guy Mark, wish I remember his last name, always rode a motorcycle.
Oh, it'd be so
looked like
cool to
Wolverine.
have him on your podcast.
And he saw me, and he goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm getting ready to go out and make these kids believe." And he goes, "You don't get in character?" And I go, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "You're Wolverine. These kids are going to believe you're Wolverine." This is like my third day. He's like, "These kids are going to believe you're Wolverine. I see you back here just pulling your fucking pants. Like, you don't even look like, you don't even feel like Wolverine right now." He goes, "You're not even trying to get into character. Just busting my balls." And so I just look at him and I go, "Fine." I go, "Oh, I'm Wolverine." And dude, he fucking just stormed. I thought he was going to punch me in the face. But I did that, and I hadn't done that since then. It just reminded me of that.
Small world.
Great show. All right, Rick, what's your favorite word? What's your favorite word?
These types of things, I'm not joking, are very tough for me.
Great.
I don't like doing.
There's no right or wrong answer, and it cannot even be your favorite. Give me a favorite word.
Spatula?
Great. What's your least favorite word?
Spatula.
What turns you on?
Confidence.
What turns you off?
Lying.
What's your favorite curse word? You can't say
Bitch?
Yeah. What sound or noise do you
I
love?
can't say what.
You can't say fuck, shit, tits, cocksucker.
I don't know, something about like bitch.
Yeah. Quit being a bitch.
Yeah, that's probably not my favorite, but it is a swear word. Just change that question to, what's a swear word? Or give me a swear word.
What noise or sound do you love?
Rain.
Beautiful. What sound or noise do you hate?
Chewing.
What profession other than your own?
What was that the act out that you just did?
I don't know, man.
Was that you going into space?
It's almost 1:30. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
A professional basketball player.
Love that. What profession would you not like to do? You can say stripper.
I mean, I would be insecure, but that wouldn't be my least favorite thing to do.
Yeah. Fluffer.
A 9 to 5, just
Yeah,
an
I
office gig.
Something where,
something
you
where
didn't
I'm
have
not
freedom.
feeling creatively fulfilled, and I also don't have any equity into the thing I'm doing.
Could you write jingles?
Yeah.
Great. if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
That's something I'm going to keep between me and her.
I love that. Put on the headphones real quick. So you said you like to write jingles. And one thing that Rick and I, you mind turning me up a little bit too, Bri, in the cans? Check,
you
check,
turn
check.
him down
check,
in mine?
check. One thing you and I have done.
I don't hear anything.
Okay. Check, check, check. Can you hear?
Maybe.
Check, 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 check. You can turn me up a little bit more, Bri. There we go. Yeah. Check, check. One thing you and I do a lot on Tyso, Take Your Shoes Off, the Rick Glassman show, is make up fun songs.
Sure.
And so I thought we'd close out this show by taking a stab at that. We've got, maybe 90 seconds? So
Great.
Perfect. Here's a beat from my very own dear friend from Tucson, Arizona, Jeremy Shockley. At Mr.
Cool.
At Mr. You don't know who that is.
Jeremy?
Jeremy Shockley?
Yeah, he sends beats to me all the time. He's awesome.
Are you fucking serious?
Absolutely not. Hit it.
I want you to...
What's he gone through to be able to have something
You can turn it a bit
this
more.
deep?
Just break it down. Just talk about, life, I guess.
Smoking pot, a mascot, Wolverine, mask on, real hot. Grip the scene, put it up, put it through, get the screen. Everybody make a noise, hear you scream! Whoa, Wolverine is everything in my penis. Getting to Serena's, Venus. We bounce the ball, back and forth, tennis happen. Will Smith, push it up, let it rap it. How we do it when we never do? Parents don't under what? Stand, 3 rings when we stand you, can I stand you? Eminem 5's a way to stand you, stand true. Whether it's you, me, you, got, he, Take it.
Gummy bears. I'll take the stairs. But if you got any pubic hair.
All right, that's Adam Ray. It's about last night.
I cried.
Same, watery eyes.
I love you.
Love you.
Amazon, as we...
Get the right, dude.
Amazon, May, June...
Not going to work here anyway, that's for sure.
When does your show come out?
In 2 days. January 21st on Amazon.
Prime. It's called...
As We See It.
Starring Rick Glassman. Go see it. I love you. Zoa. Thanks, Rock. Guys, Adam Ray here for the About Last Night podcast. Hope you enjoyed that episode. It was a good one. A lot of laughs, a lot of tears, a lot of stuff to think about and chew on, huh? Because that's what life's all about, chewing on the good stuff. Nobody said that. Maybe Denzel did. Maybe Tom Hanks did. Maybe they said it together in Philadelphia. The point is, click subscribe right here on the ALN logo so you can get more episodes and stay up to date when new content drops. Highlights, animations, clips. It's all here for you, baby. I'll see you next time. Whoop, I don't know how to blink.